Hello, everybody. So this is going to be the hymn Shere Theotoke in the short tune. And to clarify, there's two Shere Theotokes, or I guess two versions, right? With many hymns there are. There's the short and the long. In this case, we're only going to take it the short. And the question you might be asking is, okay, great. When do we sing Shere Theotoke? We sing Shere Theotoke during the veneration service. And most likely, if you attended Nakhda recently, you would have heard the hymn Shere Theotoke. Okay, maybe you hear it in the long tune, maybe you hear it in the short tune. But usually we'll do Shere Theotoke right after Ikes Marot. There's a video for that. And right before the hymn Agyo Sistine, which there's also going to be a video for that. Okay, so this is the hymn that we do in the middle. Usually, if you're doing the long version of the hymn, this portion here is where you start the long version of the hymn. It actually is not long from the beginning. The beginning is actually very much the same. It just the ending is very long. But here, we're only going to cover the short version of the hymn. And if you know the short version, you know the beginning of the long version. You just need to know the Hazzat for the long version. God willing, there'll be another video that covers that separately. Okay? But so I'm going to do the whole hymn. A lot of repetition happens, and the tune is pretty catchy. So it should not be too bad of a hymn to understand, but I'll go through the whole hymn, and we'll look at it piece by piece. Okay? So we're going to start at the top. Shere Theotoke parthene o epresvevo se iperto cosmo ton sotireia keton theon imon eperosferin pantaton imnon imon Semekalinomen Shere Theotoke parthene mitirtu Emmanuel tispina pirogami Shere Theetaxis ena angelon Shere Theeperostaseia imon tu pateri keton Theon imon semega linomen Shere Theotoke parthenen tokef note ve'er shavnak enge pigo ken seyon eve etinak Enhan ev shvichen eru salim semega linomen Shereke karitomeni mareia o kireos metaso. And then from there, we're going to Agio Sistine. Okay? But as you can notice, a lot of repetition in the tune, and it flows through pretty well, right? So we're going to start at the top. This portion here you see in parentheses is going to repeat. So instead of rewriting it each time, I've just abbreviated it where this thing in parentheses that's labeled 1 is going to be repeated here. Now, what's important to note is that there's actually two ways that this part can be done. Some churches will do it like this. Shere Theotoke parthene. So the way it's written. Other churches will do it as Shere Theotoke parthene. Right? So the Theotoke, there's not going to be that short. It's not going to be Shere Theoto. It's going to go Shere The. So it depends on the church. The rest of the hymn will usually be the same. It's just that portion might be a little bit different. Okay? So that way you know the other way that it can be done. So at your church, you're not like, oh, it's being taught incorrectly or it's being sung incorrectly. No, it's being sung correctly, just being sung in a different way that church has been doing, right? But there's a lot of different ways. Some churches just happen to do it this way. Other churches happen to do it differently. Okay? So let's just start with this part in parentheses. I'm going to sing it. You can pause the video and then repeat it. Okay? Shere Theotoke parthene. Shere Theotoke parthene. So one more time. Shere Theotoke parthene. Okay. Once you have that part down, it's going to repeat a lot. This part here is O epresvevo. Okay. O epresvevo. One more time. O epresvevo. One more time. O epresvevo. Okay, so altogether it's going to be Shere Theotoke parthene o epresvevo. Okay, the next part is going to go Se iperto cosmo Se iperto cosmo. One more time. Se iperto cosmo. So long note on the cosmo. And the se iperto cosmo. One more time. Se iperto cosmo. So from o e presvevo. O e presvevo. Se iperto cosmo. So all from the beginning, it's going to go Shere Theotoke parthene o e presvevo se iperto cosmo. One more time. Shere Theotoke parthene o e presvevo se iperto cosmo ton sotireia. Ton sotireia. Okay. Ton sotireia. You could also make it one long no. Ton sotireia. Ke ton theon imon. Okay. Se iperto cosmo. Ton sotireia. Ton sotireia. So practice that. Ton sotireia. One more time. Ton sotireia. One more time. Ton sotireia. Okay. So what you're going to end up doing from ton sotireia is ton sotireia keton theon. Okay. Sotireia keton. So it's not just keton, it's ke. So it's keton theon. Okay. So ton sotireia keton theon imon. Pause. Eperosferin pantaton. Here you also notice some differences. Some churches will go prosferin pantaton. So it'll just be pro, no e, and they'll just hold the pro. So they'll go prosferin pantaton. Technically, the correct way is eperosferin pantaton because you have that little like the jin kim. So in Coptic. So sotireia keton theon. So let's practice that. Keton. Practice that portion. Keton theon. Theon. One more time. Theon. Next is imon. Theon imon. Theon imon. Okay. Theon imon. Next part is eperosferin pantaton. One more time. Eperosferin pantaton. One more time. Eperosferin pantaton. Eperosferin pantaton. Last is going to be emnon, imon, emnon, imon, imnon, imon. Okay? The last part, which also repeats, is semegalinomen. One more time. Semegalinomen. Practice that. Semegalinomen. So altogether, the first verse is going to go Shere Theotoke parthene o e presvevo se iperto cosmo ton sotireia keton theon imon e prosferin pantaton imnon imon semegalinomen. Okay. The next verse is going to start the same exact way. Shere theotoke parthene. But this part is going to go mitir tu Emmanuel. Okay. Mitir tu Emmanuel. Okay. So it's together. Shere theotoke parthene mitir tu Emmanuel. Pause. Tispina. Practice that. Tispina. One more time. Tispina. Pause again. Pirogami. Pirogami. So just practice pirogami. Pirogami. One more time. Pirogami. Okay? So altogether, it's going to be Shere Theotoke Parthene Mitirtu Emmanuel Tispina. Okay? So notice, Mitirtu Emmanuel is going to start high and kind of start going low. Tispina, going low. Right? So here you're starting higher and you're going back down low. Right? So Mitirtu Emmanuel Tispina. Pirogami. Okay, so Shere Theotoke Parthene Mitirtu Emmanuel Tispina Pirogami. Okay, the third verse is not going to start with Shere Theotoke. It's going to say Shere Etaxis ena angelon. One more time. Shere Etaxis. Just practice that. Shere Etaxis. Once you have that down, you can go to Shere Etaxis ena angelon. Shere Etaxis ena angelon. Okay, and there's a brief pause here. Shere eperosta seia imon. Shere eperosta seia imon. One more time. Shere eperosta seia imon. Okay? Shere epero. So practice that. Shere epero. Shere epero. Shere eperosta seia imon. Tu pateri keton theon imon semega linomen. Okay, the keton theon imon. So it's keton theon imon. Okay, tu pateri keton theon imon. So you're going from low to high. From keton theon imon is going to go back up high. Okay, so altogether, it's going to be Sherethi etaxis ena angelon, Sherethi eperosta seia imon, tu pateri keton theon imon semegalinomen. So altogether, the third verse one more time. Sherethi etaxis ena angelon, Sherethi eperosta seia imon, tu pateri keton theon imon semegalinomen. Okay? The fourth verse is going to again begin. Shere theotoke parthene. Okay, one more time. Shere theotoke parthenin thokef note ve'er shavnak enje pigo. Okay. Shere theotoke parthenin thokef note ve'er shavnak. So practice that. Ve'er shavnak. Eve'er shavnak enje pigo. Ken seyon eve'etinak. Okay, so very similar, repeating the tune, right? And Shere theotoke parthenen thokef note ve'er shavnak enje pigo. Ken seyon eve'etinak. Okay. Chen seyon eve'etinak. I threw in a little e here because it's eve'etinak. It adds a little bit of bounce. It makes it easier to kind of sing through. Chen seyon eve'etinak. Okay. Chen seyon eve'etinak. Enhan evshvichen Jerusalem. Okay. So you're going to pause after eve'etinak and then starting higher. Enhan evshvichen Jerusalem semegalinomen. Okay, so altogether the fourth verse is going to be Shere theotoke parthene en thokef note ve'er shavnak enje pigo chen seyon eve'etinak enhan evshvichen Jerusalem semegalinomen. Okay, you could also take a break after Hen Jerusalem semegali nomen. Last verse is going to go Shere ke karito meni mareya o kireios metaso. Okay. Shere ke karito meni mareya. Mareya is going to go low. So Maria, Mareya, Mareya is going to go low. Mareya. Okay. Shere ke karito meni Mareya o kireios metaso. And you can slow down here. Like, o kireios metaso. And then you go into Agios Esteem. Okay, so let's practice the the last verse piece by piece. Shere ke karito meni. Shere ke karito meni Mareya. Mareya. Shere ke karito meni Mareya. O kireios. O kireios. Metaso. Okay? And that's the hymn, Shere Theotoke. So go back, right, to the parts that may be a little bit challenging, pause and just practice, right? And if you have other recordings, that's very helpful. Hearing other, actually hearing it from a ma'allim and hearing it within the liturgy and getting those recordings can be really helpful. But if there's certain parts or certain hazets where you want to repeat back in the video, go back, replay it, pause, practice, right? Like hit it 10 times until it kind of gets tiring and boring. And then try the whole thing together. And if there's certain parts that are messing up, go back to those portions and repeat, right? The great part about the YouTube is that you can rewind back and not have to skip like through back to the beginning of the whole hymn, right? So you can go back piece by piece or find the specific portions that are being a little bit difficult. Okay. So that's my recommendation. And if there's any questions you guys have or anything that I can help you with relating to Elhen, relating to anything at all, please let me know and I would love to help. Okay. But I love you guys so much. Keep the service in your prayers. And if you ever need anything, please, please, please let me know. I love you guys so, so much. Bye-bye.